Welcome to the podcast with a purpose, with information and content meant to motivate, aspire, and inspire you. From romance author and host, M.A.I, Fleming, but you can call her M.A.I. Welcome to an experience. This is the Purple Charm Experience. Welcome, my tribe, to another episode of the Purple Charm Experience, where I am your host, M.A.I Fleming, but you can call me M.A.I. I am back with another episode for you today, and I want to jump right into this episode. As you know, this season I'm stepping into something new, what I like to call Doc Life, navigating romance research in real life, where I'm bringing you micro episodes for your busy life and mine. And it is meant for us to have a wonderful journey through this process of doc life. So each week I give you my motivational quote, my sip of the week, a little topic, a quick topic or flash story, and of course a little Prince history. And so with that being said, this week I'd like to dive into building a workflow that honors your energy. And I like to kick every episode off with my quote of the day. And so today I'd like to share with you a quote that states, "Your energy introduces you before you even speak." So when you think about how you step into the room and the energy you provide to that room, you know, it's important. You want to step in with a positive energy. And I think about this with me being in this doc life season. My energy has been speaking loud and clear, very positive. And so I want that for you too. So I'm giving you that through this quote today, for you to use your energy in a positive way by remembering that as you move throughout the world, that your energy introduces you before you even speak. So now let's get into one of my favorite pieces, or favorite segments of the podcast, which I like to call my sip of the week. And this week we're doing something fun. If you have been listening to my podcast for a while, early on I used to do a lot of tastings of wine on the podcast, because I was really, really into wine tasting at one point. I will be getting back into it after this doctoral life of mine. But with that being said, I just want to share with you that I am certified level 1 wine and spirits education trust, WSET certified. And so I know a little bit about just a little bit about wine, at the, kind of, it's really at the I don't want to say basic level, but I at least know how to pair wine. I know the different regions of where wine comes from, the process of making wine, those kinds of things. And so I wanted to share a favorite of mine. I love sparklers, so champagne is something that I sip on a regular basis, because I believe in celebrating life. I believe in, you know, having a sip of something that is bubbly and effervescent, and love anything with bubbles. So champagne is always my go-to, but my second go-to is prosecco. And so I have a very affordable one that I would like to share with you. It's called Mianetto, and it is a beautiful Prosecco. I like this because it's affordable. It's like $15. You can get it on wine.com. And it is a 90 point wine. I think wineenthusiast.com gave it a 90 points. And for the price point of this one, this particular sparkler, it is a really good choice, for sipping, also for just you know from I'm also in the wine club, and so we like to greet our members with a sparkling wine whenever we have our meetings, and so I highly recommend this one. You can have it, like I said, as a sipping wine, a sipping sparkling wine. Also have it with light fare. So it's a great starter. And I am sipping my wine. I do have flutes, but I am sipping this one out of my actual my tribe wine glass. And so that is what I'll be sipping on today. And this sip is just my reminder to listen to what my body is telling me and not what my to-do list demands. And today, because it is um, a wind down day, I am going to have my little sip of wine while we are transitioning and talking through this week's episode. Okay? Because today we're talking about honoring your energy. An energy aligned workflow means you stop forcing productivity and start working with your natural rhythm. I've had days where I tried to push through and it just didn't work. But when I honor my energy and when I match tasks to how I actually feel, everything flows. I think about, some of the moments where I tried to push through and that didn't work out for me. Some of that has happened this week, and sometimes you just don't have it in you to do the work. I remember over the holiday season, I was trying to work on my chapter 2 a little bit more, trying to refine my chapter 2 a little bit more, over that portion of the season, and I just couldn't get through it. And it's like when you try to force something, you don't do your best work. You don't do your best. So I think, one of the things that I want you to take away from that is to track your energy for 3 days and notice your peaks, notice your dips, and build from there. There are times when I really have to step back and say, wait a minute, hold on. What are you doing? I remember, when I started working on my weight loss, because that's another thing that I've been trying to do since December 2024. And there were days, even last week, I had caught some sort of stomach bug, and I tried to push through my cardio portion of my workout, and my body said, "No, ma'am, no spam, we won't go." And I had to listen to what my body was telling me. As much as I wanted to get through that workout, it was hell, and I realized I couldn't do it. And so you have to take stock of how you're feeling, where you're going, when you're doing it, when are you at your highest points, when you're at your lowest points, and know when those are occurring so that you can build on them. And if anyone understood creative rhythm, It was Prince. Prince created when inspiration hit. Often late at night, he didn't force it. He honored his natural flow, and that's why the music poured out of him. I think about the many times that some of the artists that he worked with would say that he would call them up, in the middle of the night and tell them to come over to jam out with him at, after a concert, or if he was at the studio, and all of the amazing music that came out of him because of his ability to honor his natural flow and his ability to be in sync with that. We have to find our creative alignment. We have to find what it is that allows our energy to be aligned with our creativity, so that we can flow within it and through it seamlessly when necessary. So honor your energy this week, and I'll meet you in episode 7. Peace.